What should a Christian think about the modern state of Israel? As Bible-believing Christians, we have a unique perspective on the nation of Israel because we know that they are the progeny of a man named Abraham. Now, Abraham is obviously special to us because he was special to God. And the Lord told him that the Messiah would come from his descendants. God said in Genesis 22:18, "In your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed." And the Apostle Paul explained to the Galatians that that promise was describing the Messiah. So as Christians, we are filled with a sense of gratitude for Israel because they gave us the prophets, the scriptures, and the Messiah. In fact, the early church was predominantly Jewish. We should look at Israel as a kind of older brother who came before us. They are the natural branches, and we are the wild branches who have been grafted into the family of God. We also know that God promised the land to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to their descendants forever. The promise was repeated to Moses, Joshua, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel. In fact, the Bible's pretty clear. Israel has a divine right to the land. We can best understand the reconstitution of Israel by what Paul told the Romans in the New Testament, that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in, and so all Israel will be saved. The Jews are being gathered again in the land for the preparation of Paul's prophecy. Eventually, they will look to Jesus as their promised Messiah, and they will be saved. But what about the modern political state of Israel? How does a Christian navigate that thorny topic? Should we blindly support every decision the government of Israel makes? Not at all. I don't agree with most of the decisions my own government makes, let alone a government of a foreign country. But the question is not whether we support the current administration of Israel. The question is, as Christians, do we recognize that Israel has a fundamental right to exist? The Balfour Declaration of 1917, the British Mandate, the League of Nations, and finally the United Nations Partition Resolution of 1947 all agree that a portion of Palestine should be returned to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Israel has a right to the land not only by the decree of God, but also by the agreement of the international community. And that's why, as Christians, we can agree or disagree with Israeli politics, but remain firm supporters of Israel's right to the land of Israel. When we hear the enemies of Israel chanting, "From the river to the sea, Palestine shall be free," we should be the first to object. It's an attempt to overthrow the clear promise and design of God. And we can't help but stand amazed at the modern wonder that this nation represents. Never before in the history of humanity has a people been dispersed for 1900 years and then come back into that same geographic location, speaking the same language, reading the same scriptures, and using the same alphabet. It's a modern-day miracle. This can only be the fulfillment of prophecy. And so as Christians, we should be great allies to the nation of Israel. That doesn't mean that we necessarily support all of the political decisions of that country, but that we recognize Israel's special place in the world and the biblical promises that give them the land. And that's why we endorse the nation of Israel in the land of Israel. From the river to the sea, God's promises are key. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.